Hello, fifth graders. Welcome to lesson 3.3, Order Decimals. Let's get started. Today's objective is I can compare decimals to the thousandth place by using place value with 100% accuracy in multiple attempts. Please pause to write the lesson objective in your digital math notebook now. All right, friends, we're starting off with the I icon, which means that you can put your pencil down for just a moment and watch me. Today our goal is to be able to order decimals. When we are ordering decimals, we are putting them either from least to greatest or greatest to least. We have some steps to help us do that. Step 1 says we're going to make a place value chart. So here's our place value chart and 2 decimals. Step 2 says we're going to fill in any empty spaces with zeros if needed. We could put zeros in the thousandths here to show the placeholders. Step 3 says, just like we did yesterday, we're going to start with the greatest place value and move to the right until we find a difference. In the hundreds place, we have 9 and 9. That's the same. In the tens place, we have 5 and 8. Oh, look, right here. In the tens place, we have a difference. Step number 4 says that we're going to write our numbers in order either from least to greatest or greatest to least, depending on what our instructions say. For this example, I'm going to write it from greatest to least. When I think about which number is greatest, I know that 8 is greater than 5, so it should come first. So we would say 983 and 76 tenths is greater than 953 and 71 tenths. Great job. Let's do some of this together. All right, guys, we're ready for you to join in. This slide is in your digital math notebook, and you need to fill in wherever there's a red box. At the top of your paper, we have a place value chart, and we have some numbers here that we're going to order. We are going to order them from greatest to least. Okay, so when I think about the greatest number, I want the biggest number in the biggest place value. So if I look here, I have 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, okay? Well, I know that it's got to be one of the 5s because I want to start with my greatest number. So I'm going to look at those 5s and I'm going to write them in my place value chart. So my decimal would go right here, and I'm going to write some numbers in that place value chart. My first number is 5.4. Then we have 5.45, and lastly we had just 5, which would be 5.0. We can fill in that decimal to hold the place value. We could also fill in some zeros to hold place values here. So we want to know which one of these 5s is the greatest. So let's start with our 5s. We have 5, 5, and 5. Can't compare them. In our tenths place, we have 4, 4, and 0. We know 0 is smaller, but of these first 2, we need to be able to tell which one's bigger. Think back to our last lesson when we talked about money. The first number would be $5.40. The second number would be $5.45. 45 is greater than 40, so it will come first. So our first number is going to be 5.45. So we've done this one. Now, our next number is 540, or 5.4. You can add the 0 or not to know that our next number Then let's deal with the last of our 5s. The last of our 5s was just the number 5, and remember we could write it as 5 or 5.0 if we like to see that place value. And there's our 5s. I'm going to erase my 5s here and do the same thing with the 4s. With the 4s, we have the number 4.5 and the number 4.05. We can add a place value here to show where that 0 belongs. Thinking about money, this first number would be $4.50 and the second number would be $4.05. So I know that 50 cents is greater than 5 cents. So 4.5 is going to come before 4.05. So we're taking what we learned about ordering decimals and applying it to multiple numbers to be able to put them in order from greatest to least or least to greatest. Great job, 5th graders. Pause now to type these into your digital math notebooks. All right, it's time for our lesson activity. Your lesson activity is in your digital math notebook. On our lesson activity this time, we are going to list these numbers here that you see in the rectangle from least to greatest. Let's start by writing the numbers into the place value chart. I'm just going to write them in order. So I have 3.2, 3, which we can write as 3.0, 2.03, 2.02, and 2.23. So let's figure out which one of these numbers is the smallest. The smallest number would have to be one of our 2's. So we have 2, 2, and 2, 0, 0, and 2. Okay, so it's got to be one of these two because 23 is greater than either of those zeros. I know that 2 is smaller than 3, so 2.02 is going to be our smallest number. I'll cross it off so we know we used it. Our next number right behind it is 2.03. That would be like $2.03. And our last number in the 2's is 2.23. I'm going to go ahead and erase all of these 2's once again and leave you just with the 3's. Your job is to fill in the last 2 spots with the digits in order from least to greatest. Remember that you can fill zeros if you need to compare it better. Almost finished, 5th graders. When you're comfortable with this lesson, complete your exit slip to show your understanding. Great job!